Okay, take two. Always fun. Always fun to take two. This Mercury retrograde shadow has get so excited when it goes direct and then still have to deal with all of the things. So there she is. Is she there? Are you there? Hi, welcome back. Hi, there you are. So you've joined. Go live. Yeah, I don't know what's happening, but it's not letting us go live together. Hi. Ah. Hmm. Not working, sister. The other thing, Willow, is you can try going live and inviting me. See how I know it's very sad. It's just not working. Oh my God.
Woo, we did it.
There you are. So nuts.
I don't even know. I don't, nothing I did. It just
I know nothing.
It's just whatevs. It's fucking Mercury.
It is.
Here we are.
Hi. Here we are.
Hi, Mom.
Hi. Let's take a breath. Because here we are, finally. My goodness.
Shake off that tech stuff. Yeah, so today Lisa and I were tuning in to the greater cosmic field and just really feeling into the Anahata of the planet. Anahata is the Sanskrit word for the heart chakra, and it is in some dire states right now. Every person I know who's in some kind of intimate relationship is going through it.
You're frozen, or I'm frozen. I'm wondering if you're in unstable Wi-Fi. I just don't think our live is meant to happen today. Hello. You are totally frozen, or I'm frozen. Something's frozen, but it's not working. Yeah, I think that's what's happening. So I think we'll try coming back at another time with our heart cohesive conversation. But let's let this rest as it is right here. Basically, it is time to honor your heart, to go with the flow of your heart, to not attach to too much, to witness the capacity for greater love. And we'll try this again. You were totally frozen.
Should we try it again?
Yeah. Are you in good Wi-Fi?
Yeah, half full bars. Yeah.
Let's try again. Here's the deal. If it doesn't work, then we're not doing this today.
Yeah.
Let's teach how to go with the flow.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we have to do right now. That's what we're being called to do, I think, in such an enormous way, probably bigger than ever. Because things are, it's like you've been going in one direction and all of a sudden you smash into a glass wall and you're like, what?
Pivot
I gotta go
on demand is what I'm calling it.
Pivot on demand. Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, and it's not like we're not riding like gentle country curves. We are like 90-degree angles and T-bars where we're like, where do I go now? It is like, yeah. So, okay, heart cohesion, not attaching, honoring heartbreak.
Yeah. Yeah, I really
looks like and feels like.
Bring in the heartbreak because I think so many people are going through it. Definitely so many people in my practice, in my friendship groups, in my community. I just keep running into people over and over who are just in the midst of it. And I myself am looking at it as well. And so it's just a really, it's one of those, it's probably one of the biggest things that we go through in life. Like, we have to go through it in order to deepen, in order to become more whole, more sovereign, and more strong inside of ourselves. Unfortunately, some of us have to go through it multiple times to get to that level that spirit wants us to get to. And so something that I've been playing with right now is like, I know what I want. I'm clear. I've got, I know what I want, who I want, where I want it, all the things. I've got my clarity. So I can use that clarity to manifest and to call in that, but surrender and let go to it coming in the form that I think I want it in.
Ding, ding,
Because
ding, ding.
all this time I'm like, universe, pay attention to me. This is what I want. It's like, well, why don't I turn that around and say, hey, universe, what do you want for me?
Amen. A woman. A guy. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And I love how you started out saying, like, I know what I want. I know how I want. I know who I want. I know. And so reminding us that that's the attachment of third dimensionality, that we get this spark of something. And also, I just have to drop here. Let's not forget, this is the great karmic cleanup. So, like, everything we're attracted to, everyone we're attracted to, everything, every experience, and this is intimate and otherwise, it's because we're summoning the soul, our souls together to clean the karma. And then we get that high hit of like, this is amazing, because it's soul work, but it doesn't mean that it's like it's to clear the karma. And when the karma is complete, then there might be this opportunity to move forth. And if we're really attuned to receiving the lessons that we're creating through the karmic draw, then we are fulfilling our destiny and our purpose and molding the clay, making us more available for our soul family match.
Absolutely. I think that's, the big piece right now is really just listening,
Yeah.
like pulling back, listening, surrendering, allowing, trusting, having faith, and knowing that, one of the images I keep getting and keep using as an analogy, it's like we're at the beach, and we've laid the blanket down and we've been enjoying the blanket in the sand and the sun. And then all of a sudden a dog comes running by and gets sand all over that blanket and it's all dirty, and you got to take everything off of it and you got to shake it out, and then you can dust it off and then you can lay it back down.
Good analogy.
Enjoy that blanket again. But right now we're in the middle of this big shakeout.
Big shakeout. And it's collective. And it really ties into so much of what we've been talking about over the weeks around letting go and the season of, we're actually entering fall now, and that season of letting go and that season. And, we are being asked to strip down to our raw, authentic truth. And Spirit's saying right now that, like, when you strip all the layers and the masks and the illusion and the control and all those things, and you are stripped raw, is where you get to rebuild in alignment with the highest integrity of who you are, and most importantly, who you're becoming. And we're doing this as a collective. Like, we are collectively becoming new humans.
Yeah, I think that's the most exciting part, is like, we're not doing this alone. We're really doing this together. And it's so important to reach out to your community, to reach out to your people, the groups that you're in, whether they're online or in person. Getting in person with people is going to be really nourishing for you right now, but also just connecting with your Telegram groups or whatever your, Facebook or whatever groups you're in, so that you can feel that collective shift and know that you're not alone in it, and know that it's happening worldwide. And what I've always got my finger on the pulse of the males and the females, right? This is
right. I'm going to talk about that too.
Of the world. And what I'm really noticing right now is, like, the women are kind of like being asked to like dig so deep inside of themselves that they it's like it's so uncomfortable, you know, they're having to really like go deeper than ever, and it's so uncomfortable. So there's this huge metamorphic shift that's happening with the women of the world, and the ones who are really paying attention and going through it are in this like crystallized state where it's just like, I'm just liquid. I was a caterpillar, I don't
I
know
don't
what
think
I'm
what the
made,
fuck I am
but I'm
now. I'm
nothing.
formless.
I'm just a liquid. And the men, what I'm noticing is they are just being tossed into a sea of confusion. Like they're just confused. I mean, this is totally generalization, but it's just what I'm seeing and what I'm noticing in my realm. And just this confusion of like, which way do I go, and what does it mean to be a man, and you know, what kind of man do I want to be, and how do I stand up for my truth, and am I clear about my truth? And I think that's the first thing. If you are a man watching, it's like, if you're having that confusion, seek clarity. And there's some great ways to understand what your clarity is, and one of them is just asking yourself, you know, what am I not telling the truth about in my life? What am I lying about in my life? What am I lying about to myself? And what am I afraid that is going to come if I do tell the truth? What am I afraid of? You know, and this could be for women or any gender really who's, you know, going through confusion as well. Just ask yourself, what is it that I'm so afraid of speaking my truth about?
Yeah, and I think it's also important to say, to just, this, I mean, my focus has been so much on the masculine and the feminine right now. It's been my death rebirth portal. It's where you and I meet as our Aquarian sisterhood. Um, that the feminine went to take her power, and she took it by embodying the masculine. And as we began embodying the masculine, like in the 60s, and so when we're like, we're going to get in the workforce and we're going to do this, and we left the feminine principles behind. And we took the masculine principles, and then we left the masculine completely confused about how to show up to us. So we emasculated, demasculated, we overmasculated the feminine. And so I believe it's part of the inversion program happening on the planet, where we're all distorted in this mix mash of like, what is the frequency that we hold? And to neutralize it from a gender perspective is we hold both frequencies, and when we are in out of balance or in opposition to our natural state of being, we are distorted, we're confused, we're tired, we're physically not well, we're spiritually not well, we're mentally not well. And let's remember that the masculine receives essence from the feminine, from the heart, right? They need to be fed from the heart. And we, as the empathic mother healer, our job is to nurture the heart of the masculine. And then they deliver that back through, lingam wise, but the energy of the rod. And the feminine receives that and activates more from, and we have this cohesion of womb, heart space that we're feeding each other in a circuit that is natural and keeps us in balance and harmony like nature. But we are so distorted and taken away from nature. So as the feminine begins to claim her authentic power, we also have to nurture the masculine into understanding their power. And we have to stop this distortion, and we have to stop it and balance it inside ourselves as we move into the equinox this week, Libra season, Libra being, ruled by Venus. We get to do this with beauty and with love and with abundance, and really bringing in that feminine nature. Like, we need to nurture these pieces of ourselves and of the collective back into wholeness. Like, it makes me want to cry because it's a gaping wound of the collective of humanity, and even speaking to it is activating my heart. I hope that we're all feeling that, because the heart cohesion is a space where we meet, where we heal, and we can raise this planet up.
Oh man, it is. It's so deep, and you know, if you're feeling the emotion for it, it's because you're tapped in and you're tuned in and you're listening. And
It's
you
our
know,
work right now. It's our opportunity.
it is. It definitely is. So specifically, what we can do is really nurture our own inner beloved. Like moment to moment, ask yourself, what, okay, inner beloved, what is it that you need or want right now? What's the next thing that's going to feel nourishing to you? and drop in out of your head. Like I like to imagine a little elevator. I go out of my brain and down the elevator shaft into my heart. And then I sit in my heart and I sit in that place of coherence, which is a place of alignment. It's a place of trust. It's a place of understanding that there's a greater power at play here. And when I'm in that coherent heart space, all is well. It's like there is no worry. There is no let's try to figure this out or manipulate that or work it out some way. None of that is happening. You're just in the isness of the field of the heart. And the more that we can, as human beings, as individuals, the more that we can sit in that coherent heart field, the greater it's going to heal collectively. And also, the sooner and more easily we are going to magnetize the things that our heart desires to us.
Exactly. That heart brain cohesion, and we never figure it out. We reconfigure it from within, but we got to get out of the mind to get into the feeling state to create that. And then I like to anchor that energy down into my womb, and masculine, feminine. The womb, as I see it, is the second chakra. It's where life is delivered, created, everything, the essence, our dreams, the fertility of our creation. So dropping that down, because then that brings it to the earth. Then it's deliverable, right? We
Yeah.
have to. And I also wanted to ping back to something you were saying earlier about, this feeling of being alone. And I know, like, I rode through a wave of that this week, of feeling disconnected and like, God, I'm like, I feel like sometimes I find a place to settle my heart and then it's not available to me. And so my old wounds, my old womb wounds come back of like, who's got me? Where is it safe for me to land my heart in this? I mean, there's deep wounding in me from the masculine, from my lifetime. I know I'm not alone in that. And so when it gets really raw and there's this feeling of being alone, and so you were saying, there's so much community and there's so many people having these similar things, it's important to reach out. And also think it's really important to sit in the illusion of that separation and loneliness, to see it as an illusion, to see it as a play through third dimensionality that we perceive. Like when we're cut from the umbilical cord, we perceive it's our first wound. We perceive to be cut from source itself. And so there is this opportunity to sit in that spaciousness and see it as an illusion that we are actually connected to all things. So it's an and, not an or. We have to recommune with that connectivity to Gaia, to God, to self, to higher self. But we also get to walk that journey in connection and collaboration, community, you and I tied together in commonality together. So, but we have to, I don't like the word work, it's a 4-letter word, but we have to go into that space of cohesion to break the illusion of separation. And then we can share it with each other. Like we are not alone, but we need to remember that on a core level, on a cellular level. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
that's the not fun part. Like we don't want to feel this stuff, but until we can feel it all the way through and identify it as an illusion, then we'll stop attaching to people and things outside of ourselves to find that space of wholeness, that space of God.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we're in that cohesion, our relationships, I believe, get to be more harmonious with less attachment and maybe less pain.
Yeah. I think that that's a big piece right now is like, can we stay in love? Can we stay in love and out of fear? And just no matter what happens in the external realm or how it shakes out or what happens when you lay that blanket back down, it's like, can you stay in love? And that comes from inside of you.
And we can see that connection in everything outside of ourselves, watching the clouds, watching the plants, listening to the hummingbirds right now outside my window, like that cohesion, that heart womb brain cohesion happens in presence and feeling the love in any moment because it is available to us, and then we grow it. Dude, we are doing a lot of intense fucking work here on this planet. Like this is so like beautiful and just not really fun all the time.
Yeah, so try to have fun wherever and whenever you can. Just
Lighten it up.
one fun thing on your calendar every week.
Have some fun because it's a lot of work becoming new humans, but we're all doing an amazing job. I just want to send, I'm not saying just anymore. I am simply sending my love. And that is my offer to the collective is love.
Beautiful. Thank you, everyone.
Have a,
Great to see you.
have a blessed day. Ciao for now.